Hello guys and welcome to a brand new video. Today I'm here with Hell's Paradise episode number 4 reaction. Alright, the previous episode we are in the island and we can get to see that Sagiri is a little bit strict on the rules, even though we are in a place where nobody knows what's going to happen. Freaking flowers bloom and kill people, and Sagiri is like, "You gotta tie your hand." But obviously, in the at the middle of it, like Gabimaru got attacked by one of the other convicts, but Gabimaru is too strong. Like he's being like a huge type of I don't know what weapon that was, but he was using like a huge weapon that was used to crush him, attack him. Nothing was happening. He's just like unperturbed, like just taking all the attacks very easily. In the end, he defeats him, and later on, we get to see from the executioner. We get to hear from the executioner. He says that things have started to change. The Iwagakure has been informed. Few people from there has come here already in the island, and a lot of things are changing. So, listening to that, Gabimaru decides to attack Sagiri because for him, Sagiri is a liability in this situation. And even though he tried to take her out, and his village chief's words always rang in his head that like kindness and like these type of emotions make people weak. Obviously his wife told him multiple times that that is what makes you you are a type of a person who should not give those up, and you're a good person. So in the end, he wasn't able to kill Sagiri, and Sagiri also kind of accepted that this person is not the heinous criminal that I thought he is. He's a person who has changed, and yeah, they decide to cooperate. In the end, we get to see a lot of people just get killed off, like just like that was crazy. A few of the convicts are dead, a few of the executioners are dead. It's crazy, all that stuff is happening, and this island is filled with weird monsters. A fish who's standing with six arms, like a freaking moth with a human face in it. These type of weird things is just fill up with it. And yeah, we gotta fight those things now. All right, let's begin episode number 4. So yeah, I'll be putting the subtitles and the timer here. Sync it whichever is your preference, and let's get started. Right, here's the countdown. 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, let's see. Oh, this guy, we saw him before in the previous episode. Something or other touched me. Huh, okay. Hmm. Gante Susai. Hmm. Oh, wait, Oh, then he get arrested. Okay, so he didn't kill anyone, but yeah. What? Oh my god. Just for this. Okay. Hmm. Dissections. Oh. Simon. Simon. Fuji. Yeah, they also test swords. Yeah. He looks pretty happy. Dissect. Oh my god. Yeah, he's one of those. Damn. He's like, damn, calm down, kid. Well, if you, yeah. Well, obviously. Yeah, everyone's thinking like that. Hmm. Oh, they put every venomous, like, insects inside and they fight to the death. Ah, interesting, yeah. Okay. Oh, and then this happens. Okay, he gets. Yeah. Well, you'll get plenty of time to, use your sword here. This thing is weird. What the hell is this? It's a freaking fish with 6 hands. Okay. Alright, Hell and Paradise. Yeah. And we can see those insects as well. If they attack you, you're going to be a plant. Whoa! His hands extend. No, no, he's fine. He's fine. Yeah. Don't fight an unknown enemy. Nope. Yeah. Oh my god. Oh. Yeah, but I'm sure he's fine. Yes. Oh my god. What? Okay. Yeah. These are some. I was going to say that they remind me of yokai, but I've never seen any like yokai like this who look like this. This is some weird. Oh, he's going to use his ninjutsu. Damn. Okay. One gone. Hopefully. Okay, nice. He got it. Damn. It's crying. Okay. Damn. Hey, yo, these butterflies are suspicious. Yeah, in no way is Sagiri defeating these. I don't think this is paradise. Oh! Wait, this thing has the face of. It has the face of Buddha. What are these things? Come on. Yeah, like we just went through that. Okay. Oh, damn, there you go. Like in his subconscious, he did that. Oh! Whoa, wait, who? Hello? What? Who's this? Wait, why are there two executions? Um, yeah, why two? Oh, because that guy died. Like I remember there was another guy with her. He's dead. This guy must be his executioner. Gabi-kun? Yeah. Yeah. Well, Gabi is immune to this. He has a wife. Yep. Ah! Ah! Exactly. Like I said, he's immune. And that. Okay. Sure. What? I guess, but you can stab him in the back as well. So that other guy's executioner, Genji. Yep. There you go. And that's why he's just following her. Oh, that's why. Wow. Wow. So he's the original one assigned to her. Senta. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah, she did say that. Yeah. 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 Damn. That is true. Yeah, I don't think he is, but oh my god, stop that. Yeah, information. Oh, wait, what? No, the people are, yeah, the the executioners. Oh, okay. All right, okay, makes sense. Oh, he. Wow. Oh my. So she. Oh my god. Literally made him a guinea pig. He's probably dead. Oh. Yeah. Okay. Wow. Hmm. Okay. Yeah. Sister. Is this the truth or a lie? Is she lying? Yeah. Like I knew she was lying. Like I'm not sure about the sister part, or maybe that. Oh, that was also a lie. Hmm. Hmm. Okay. Oh. Hmm. Yeah. Okay. Is someone keeping an eye on them? Oh no, Sagi. Damn. Wait, is something happening to her? Oh. Oh boy. Domo. Right, who's this guy? Oh wait. Brother? Whoa! Oh my gosh. Yeah, so they decided to go to. Yeah, and like they're confronted with these weird creatures. Oh, I love the character designs of this show. Ah, damn. Wow. What the hell? What? Oh, damn. And he became the Bandit King. Oh, and he got caught. Ah, this is part of the plan. Survival of the fittest. Yep. Hmm. Yeah. Oh my god. Wait. Oh. Cut off your hair. Cut off your hair. I don't think he's going to run away. I think he's probably going to. No, I feel like he's going to come back. Yep, there you go. I knew it. He was going to come back. Where did he get that from? Ah, he got one of the monster's weapons. Oh, oh. Hello there. Wait, these things talk? Oh my god, this is even weirder. Ah, hmm. Oh my god. Hmm. Slave to righteousness. Unyielding sense of self. Hmm. Hmm. Yep. He's going to get. Yeah, and then get the elixir. Oh, that's the plan. Interesting plan. I should have guessed this would be another thing. At least a few of the criminals will think that we will consume it. Exactly, they'll be tough. Yo, he's yep. And they zoom in on Sagiri because, like, she's the one who couldn't adapt here. I'm sure she will, but at least for now, she's the one who wasn't able to adapt to this weird place. But I'm sure it'll take a little while, but she'll also adapt to it. So yeah, let's see. Like it's crazy how in the first episode, like it seemed as if like oh Sagiri is like one of the strongest character in the show, and then like as we go more episode like into the show, you can see how Sagiri is really not that like I would yeah she's strong, but she really doesn't have much experience. Like experience is a huge thing that you need. You can be strong as hell, but if you don't have any experience, you're screwed. So yeah, like we can see that now she just needs that experience and that adaptation capability. Well, if she gets that, I'm sure she'll be way much of a like way better of a fighter or a person who can like survive in this island. So yeah. Okay, I think that's it. Yep. So this episode. Alright, so we begin this episode with a little recollection for this guy. His name is. What's his name? Uh, he was known as the Blade Dragon and unparalleled in 8 provinces. Mm, no, wait, what's his name? Just a minute. Did they mention his name? I think they. I think they did. Okay. All right. Let me just talk about this. I cannot find his name now. When I'll find it, I'll like I'll try to remember it. So he goes to like this one place, like one person's like mansion, and his name was also like like had the word dragon in it, and that's why he like had his mansion had like dragon statues, motifs, and like stuff like that. So he goes there and he was like having like a little drink with him, and you can see this guy. Okay, I think they've kind of mentioned his name here. Tamya gets Tamya Gantetsu Gantetsusai. Tamya Gantetsusai. Oh my god, it's a difficult name to remember. If I forget his name, I'm just going to call him Dragon Guy or Dragon Dude, whatever. So yes. So he goes to this like lord, like this place of this like a rich person, and like while drinking, like you see this guy is like, ha, like you might have dragon in your name, but can you even do anything to actual dragons? I think that's what he says. Um, yeah, I'm sure you cannot kill a real dragon. And well, he got pissed over there, and he got so pissed he freaking destroyed the front door or whatever, like the place where it had the dragon, and that's why he got arrested. So wait a minute. Because of that, his whole clan came after me, and I was sentenced to that. Okay, so his clan came after him because yeah, he was a rich person, and he had probably a lot of influence and stuff. So he just framed him. Now I feel like compared to all the other characters in this show, like I'm talking about the criminals, all the other criminals, he probably did one of the most minor offenses, like destroyed the front door of like some rich dude's house. while Gabimaru is like, oh, I killed like 20 to 30 people. No, not 20, 30. Sorry, that was the amount that he killed when he was captured. Like like hundreds of people. Uh, who else? The Bandit King. As far as we can gather from him, he became like the leader of the bandits and like like stuff like that. Who else? What was her name? Yuzuriha or something like that, I think. The Kunoichi girl. She, we still don't know what she did, but I'm sure she's a Kunoichi, so she must have killed a lot of people as well. While this dude, Gante Susai, he just destroyed a person's property. That's why he got captured and put to death. He's going to be put to death because of that. That's crazy. Anyways, he's like, up. I don't regret it. I'm here, and he's kind of, you can see that he's excited coming here because he's like, oh, I might get to fight new people here, and like I'll be able to use my sword more, and once I get my pardon, I'm going to go back to his place and destroy his whole freaking house this time. Like that's like his, like he's like, yeah, that's what I'm going to do. And this guy here, the executioner. Okay, his name is, what's his name? No, Fuchi. Yamada Simon Fuchi. He's ranked number 9. And he asks him that, oh, you executioner, do you feel good, like, executing people? And you can see that he is quite prideful of his work. And he not only does, like, obviously the Yamada clan, the Samon clan, they're not only, like, executioner, they test blades as well. And not only that, this guy, he does, like, I think dissections and stuff, and which kind of helps in the medical, the medical part of things. And so he's pretty proud of his work. So when this guy kind of belittled him, he gets angry and he shows his swords toward him, and he's like, oh, don't mess with me, I'm whatever I do, I'm proud of it. And I like how he just cut off his ropes with that, and he's like, yeah, fine, let's go. So okay, now you know what's the vibe that I'm getting from these two? These two will probably be the duo who will become like whose relationship will be more like a father and a child. That like this is the vibe that I'm getting. I might be completely wrong. It's just the vibe I'm getting, and this is just a little prediction that I'm doing. Because like, how old is this little guy, Fuchi? Like 12, 13, maybe 14. I don't think he's older than that. Well, this guy is obviously it's like, well, like as old as his father. And like, I don't know, this is the vibe I'm getting, like from these two. I feel like as the story will go on, like this guy will become like the father figure to him or something. Because as a person, he looks like a nice person, like this guy, Gantetsu, whatever his name was, I forgot it again, the dragon guy. Like I said, if I forget his name, I'm going to call him the dragon guy. So yeah, he seems like a person who probably will become like the father figure to this, to this guy. I might be completely wrong. This is just a little guess that I'm making. Either way, so they go in, and he's like, the first thing that we'll do is we're going to eliminate our competition. And that's how we're going to do this. And you can see he's pretty excited to fight. And like he kind of Fuchi kind of makes like a comparison to like making a poison where you put in like poisonous insects. Like I've heard this one as well before. Like what they used to do is put poisonous insects inside like a place compartment, and they used to fight each other, and whichever insect would remain till the end, that insect would be used to make the antidote of a poison or something like that, I think. So like that's what he was kind of equating this to. And he's also thinking that not this wouldn't be the end. Like if the shogunate runs out of patience, they'll send the next batch of insects. So yeah, if they take too long, the shogunate will send the next batch of criminals who'll come here and try. And yeah, the survivors of this group will probably have to go against them. So that's what's going to happen. Now, and then obviously we get inside the forest, and we get to see these crazy monsters, you know. And yeah, and then I'm guessing he had to lose his hand because he got pierced by that insect, and stuff that happened in the previous episode. Now after that, we get to see Gabimaru and Sagiri are ready to fight. Gabimaru is like, "You stay behind," and he starts fighting with the fish monster, and the fish monster just starts attacking, and his hands like extend, which is even weirder. Like, the fact that he has 6 hands is not the weird part. The fact that he has 6 hands which extend is even weirder than that. Like what the hell? I was not expecting that. Either way, Gambino starts fighting, and you can see that Gabimo is pretty strong. Saga is getting concerned about him, but then she realizes that nah, Gabimo is fine. He's like the fish thing got Gabimo, like smacked him in the floor, but he's fine. He's a strong dude, and even though he's getting injured and everything, he's way strong to withstand that. And like the surprising, not surprising, but the fascinating, not fascinating, the crazy thing is that these monsters were able to actually harm Gabimaru, which kind of shows how strong they are. Like, he's actually bleeding. So yeah, like, we need to keep in mind that Gabimaru is not really immortal. He's just too strong and tough. So he will bleed if he gets enough damage, and he might die if he gets enough damage. So it's not that he's actually immortal or something, like, oh, you lop his head off and he's going to come back to life again. Nothing like that. He's probably going to die like a normal person if his head gets lopped off. But the lopping that head off is the tough part. He's too strong for that. But either way, the monsters in this island has been able to deal some damage to him, and Sagiri is pretty concerned, but Gardner's like, you stay behind. And I have to say, I love the character designs of these monsters. Like, first of all, a few of them look like some titans from Attack on Titan with their weird expressions, as if they're smiling and like the weird way of walking. Not only that, there's like a mixture of, like, I think like this, they have like some mixture of yokais and mythical, mystical beings. Like, a few of these things reminded me of Oni, Onis. A few of these things reminded me of Onis, like a weird mixture of an Oni and something else. So not only that, there's a few one that has like the face. There was one monster that had the face of Lord Buddha, and that's so like unusual. And you can see that Gabimaru is struggling here. Sagiri is like freaking out, and Gabimaru's like, in his head he's thinking like, should I just leave her to fend for this alone? Like, yeah, if I try to protect her, I'll be dragged down. But like, in his head he's like kind of remembering his wife and what she said. And so the first thing that he decides to do is use his ninjutsu. So he uses his ninjutsu, goes off and starts attacking. And like I said, this one creature reminded me of an Oni, with the two little horns, green body, and like a club in its hand. Gabimaru jumped on top of it, used his ninjutsu, and just burned it down. And you can see that Sagiri is like in a daze, like, she's just seeing all of this blood splattering, like, like all these monsters like falling down, like like Gabimaru attacking them, him getting attacked, like blood flying everywhere. She is just in daze, and she's like, what's going on? Like, what is this? Is this paradise or is this hell? And while she's thinking of all of this, in comes this thing, the thing which looks like Lord Buddha, tries to attack Sagiri, and Sagiri gets like those centipede things also kind of tries to attack her. And you can see that Gardner is thinking what he should do. In his head he's like, oh, I should leave her alone. I should not try to get involved in this. She if she's not able to fend for herself, just let her die. In his head he's thinking of all of that, but constantly in his head his wife's words come back over and over again, where his wife is like, you're not that type of person. And yeah, and you can see that he like goes in like a some sort of a, I don't know, like a daze, and he's like eliminate them, and he moves and attacks the thing that was attacking Sagiri, and like cuts off its hand and grabs Sagiri, and then he comes back to his senses. So I'm not sure exactly sure what happened here, but we've seen this happen before to him, before as well. This happened to him where he like goes like in a like little trance or like a daze, like or like in his subconscious, he does stuff like like that part where he was in the previous episode only where he was fighting Sagi. That happened when he was like, oh, eliminate all my emotions, and he like went completely like in like like a in a very weird state and tried like like was almost going to kill Sagiri, but then his wife's like words came back and he stopped. So this happened before as well, but this time, however, he kind of became like that, but saved Sagiri in this situation, and obviously eliminated those monsters. Now, then we can see that this fish monster thing tried to attack Gabimaru in that situation, and yeah, Yuzuriha, and I think that's her name, and that those like the executioners, the two executioners come in. So yeah, she's like, oh wow, like you're Gabimaru, aren't you? And she tries to kind of become friendly with Gabimaru and like getting more information and stuff from him. While in Gabimaru's head, he was pretty annoyed by this, but he remembered his wife telling that, oh, whenever someone helps you out, thank him or her. So he's like, thank you very much for helping. And yeah, and Yuzuriha introduces herself, and after that you can see that Yuzuriha tries to come and like tries to seduce him. But Gabimaru was like grabs her hand, just twists it back, and he's like, don't try all of that with me. I'm a ninja. I know what you're trying to do. And I also have a wife, so there you go. And like Yuzuriha's like, alright, fine, sure, like I tried, like like yeah, like later on, like I shouldn't regret that I never tried that, but I tried and failed, so it's fine. But Yuzuri has like like actual not condition, but her actual what she wanted here was genuine. She really wants to cooperate with them, and like obviously like I was also thinking like why, but it makes sense. She wants to survive, and obviously in this type of situation where there's like weird monsters like roaming around this place, more the numbers, better it will be that you can survive. So that's why she's cooperating with them for the time being. Obviously, when they're going to get their hands on the elixir, they will probably have to fight amongst each other or come to a compromise or something. But for now, like enemy of your enemy is your friend, that type of thing. So yeah, like she has decided to cooperate with this group. Now, obviously, the big question, what's her name? Sagri asks, like, why is there two executioners with you? And she explains how Makia, I think that was that other guy's name, he he cooperated with Yuzuriha. Yuzuriha tricked him and left him for dead. So that is why the executioner with him decided to join in. Join in Yuzuriha's team. Now, here's the funny thing. This dude, he's like, wait, what was his name? Just a minute. His name is Asaemon Genji. There you go. Yamada Asaemon Genji. Genji, that's his name. So, Genji, the funny part is the Genji's like, yeah, like, like the convict that I was in, like that I was following, he got tricked by this lady and he died. So that is why I have decided that this lady is too dangerous for one person to supervise. That is why I'm following her as well. And Tiger is like, yep. He he also got seduced by her. Now, the funny part here is like we've seen up until now every like criminal who has died, their executioner just leaves outright, just leaves this place and goes back. However, it makes so much sense that why he is following Yuzuriha, because he's also getting seduced by her. So either way, he and the original guy, the original executioner who's supervising Yuzuriha, both of them are following her now. I can see one thing, that this other guy, Yuzuriha is really not letting him talk at all, like just brushing over him. Like whenever he's trying to speak, like this part, you can see when he was like, yeah, here he's like introducing himself. He's like, oh, I'm Yamada Asaemon Senta, the executioner assigned to her. And Izira just comes in and she's like, yeah, like, like just doesn't let him finish his conversation, like just interrupts him directly. So yeah, I can probably guess that she really doesn't really like, what can I say? It's like she's probably underestimating this guy a lot. But I don't know. I get the feeling this guy's probably like, I don't know, like probably hiding his like some sort of like secret technique or something. I don't know. Like usually characters in anime who doesn't look like, in these type of situations especially, who look very like like who look the least dangerous are the ones who are the most dangerous or something. So and I can see that he's like rank 5 or something, which is quite high, isn't it? Like rank 5 is quite high. So yeah, this guy might actually be quite strong. And yeah. Anyways, so again, Izura tries to like come on to like Gadmir. Gadmir again like like stops her, and Gadmir is like, I still haven't said that I'm going to work with you. I cannot trust a Kunoichi. Now you can see that Gadmir is changing little by little. He's actually talking about trust and believing in other people, which is kind of crazy, which is something that he never would have done if he didn't come in contact with Sagiri. Like he's like, I cannot trust a Kunoichi. And usually Heiha started laughing. She's like, trust, come on, like obviously, like, you're also a ninja. This is not about trust. We're just cooperating because, this situation needs cooperation. In the end, there is only one elixir of life. So by the end of it, we will be fighting each other. So we'll be working together up until it's time for betrayal. That betrayal is going to come sooner or later. So yeah, like there's no trust here. This is just working together. That's it. And like it is true. Like the first thing that he said was like, I cannot trust a Kunoichi, and this kind of shows that how he has little by little changed because of Sagiri and his wife's words. Like he's actually thinking about trusting the criminals, and at least thinking about it. Like if this was the Gabimar before, he would have shot Yuzuriha down immediately and probably be like, nope, I'm not doing anything. So yeah, like the fact that he's at least stopping and thinking about whether he can trust Yuzuriha or not says a lot of how he is changing little by little. So yeah, in the end, Kamima was like, all right, sure, fine, whatever. And he also says what benefit it will come that I'm going to help with, if I work together with you, what benefit I'll get. And she says like, I have information. And she says that the real trouble here is not those huge monsters. Like here I was going to say like, oh, she's probably going to say something like, the real danger here are the fellow criminals. They're going to attack you. Which is true. But she doesn't really say that. She says something else. She says like the real danger are the bugs. Which makes sense if you think about it. Like, these are like small little bugs. If they get you, like bite you or something, you'll become a plant the next day. Not even the next day, in a few seconds you'll become a plant. So yeah, she's right. And that is exactly the biggest problem here. And the real danger are human-faced butterflies. They fly around monsters, but their nests and behavior are unknown. Their scales seem to contain hallucinogen and poison. Camille's like, how do you know that? And she's like, Moromakia, that guy. I got close to him and talked him into it and tested on him. So literally made him a guinea pig. And not only that, like you can see that she tied him to the tree stump and used like those like centipede like creatures to attack him and tested out how the poison works. So Gamio says, what happened to him? Yuzuriha says, I got him to let his guard down by playing dead and killed him. Okay. Now a few other things. Senta, I forgot his name, the executioner guy. He says that there's a few things in this island that you can see that there's like a theme in this place. Many of the items worn by the monsters feature Buddhism or Tao's design. Yeah, exactly. The beads and everything, like all those things. Like one of the monsters actually has Lord Buddha's face in him, on top of him. So yeah. Okay, so he says that Buddhism and Taoism are different religious traditions. It's strange to see them together. The Buddhist statues are strange as well. I have trouble believing this island is truly paradise. Now, like I said, like I just love whoever made the designs of these things. Like a few of the statues you can see. Like there's that one statue which has like Lord Buddha's face, and like some things coming out of that statue which has a few other faces of Lord Buddha. Like this design or whatever, I really love the creative, like like the whatever the creativeness that this anime has. Like this is something that is quite rare. I usually don't see this in anime, but like crazy character designs like this are something that I really like seeing. Like these monsters that we are seeing, they have some really unique character designs, and these like these things in this island makes it really mysterious and mystical. And I really like this vibe, like just like beautiful yet dangerous, that type of vibe. Like another anime does this, which is Made in Abyss, and I just love these type of things where it's like some weird looking creatures comes out, and like the environment, the atmosphere is beautiful yet haunting. It's a very like I really love these type of things, so I'm really enjoying all these things that are happening. Yeah, it's dangerous obviously. Like this place is like a, yeah, it's a mixture of heaven and hell, but that's what makes it good. And yeah, I can't wait to see more of the weird creature that comes out. All right. Anyways, and like they're like looking at everything, and they're trying to like kind of guess what's going on here. Like, what are these creatures? Like Sagi says we can explain it away by calling them fantastical, but to my blade, their anatomy and the musculature feels like those of living creatures. So yeah, and Israel's like, yeah, there you go. We don't know much about all of this, so let's work together. Now here, Gabimaro says something that why are you revealing so much? Why are you desperate to survive? Now she starts talking about her sister who needed medicine or something, and she became a shinobi in order to make money. And for a moment, I was like, is she lying? Because I feel like she's lying. There's a few things that she started saying are like outright just weird. Like up until this point, it was fine. She's like, yeah, I became a shinobi to make money. And then she says, I endured hellish training with the Kai of Kasumidani. And Gamimon's like, the Kai shinobi are from Mizoredani. And she's like, oh, right, yeah, that place. Anyway, the village chief, like she's literally making up the story while telling. how he said something about how I cannot do that, and then they betrayed me. And Ganmi was like, yeah, if you're lying, keep it short. So there you go. She's lying. So like her whole story about the sister, I'm not exactly sure if that is truth or not. Because uh, like who knows? Maybe in the future they'll surprise us and she'll actually say something like, "Oh, that part was true. I really am trying to find like earn money for my sister." Because that sister part, I don't know. I feel like that might actually be the truth. Like the part after that, maybe it might be a lie, but I'm not exactly sure. Either it's a lie or maybe she like that part at least was the truth, because who knows, she kind of like plays it off as if like, oh, do you need any reason to survive, but who knows, maybe that sister part was actually the truth, the only truth that she said in this whole lie filled story. But we'll have to wait for that. We'll have to get to know more about Yuzuriha, and then we'll probably like understand what's going on, what's her ambition and all that. So there you go. And Gabimaru says that, okay, final question. What did you actually do to Moromakia? Yeah, that guy. And she says that nothing, and shows that Moromakia was like those flowers were blooming in him. So yeah, she actually used him as a guinea pig, and used him to test what those insects and the creatures do to other people. And she's like, yeah, like, why are you asking about that, Gagmaro? Do you have time to think about others, in this situation? Gagmaro's like, yeah, fair enough, like, let's go, work together. And while all of this was happening, like, Sagiri in his head, she's like, what's going on? Like, we are here. These people are talking as if this is such a normal thing. They're not perturbed by anything. They're not scared. They're not rattled. While I came to this island and I literally wasn't able to do anything up until this point. Government has been saving me up until now. Why am I even here? And like all of these things she's thinking, and then she falls unconscious. I don't know, like if this was like a side effect of this island or something, like coming here, taking in like the scenery and everything, and like fighting those monsters. Maybe a side effect of that, or maybe she's really tired. Who knows? But either way, she fell down. And yeah, you know what? One thing I need to check. I feel like I've heard Yuzuriha's voice somewhere. Oh, who is her voice actor? Yuzuriha. Let me just quickly check, because I feel like I've heard her voice somewhere. Let me check. Rie Takahashi. Oh my God! It's Rie Takahashi. Yeah, obviously. It's Megumin's voice actress. I was like, where have I heard the voice? Where have I heard the voice? Yep. Very subtle. I can understand. Yeah, I can recognize it now. It's Rie Takahashi. Yep, it's Rie Takahashi. Alright. Now after that, next we get to know the story of this other guy, the Bandit King guy. And his brother was the narrator of this story, and his brother was talking. His name is Toma, and he became one of the Asaemon, and that was part of his big plan to bust out his brother from captivity. And yeah, so you can see that he became like a good swordsman. This guy, Echizen or Echigen, whatever his name was, who just died in the previous episode. This guy was like, oh, good job, Toma, like, now all that is left is for you to execute a criminal. And Toma is like, I have a request. And yeah, obviously he kind of requested to get that guy, the bandit guy, become his supervisor or whatever. And yeah, so he goes to him and he's like, oh brother, I'm here. And that was a big surprise. Obviously I'm like, damn, so they're brothers. And okay, so one thing I was surprised, like I was thinking like the whole Yamada Asaemon clan was like happening between family members. No, it's probably not. Otherwise this guy wouldn't be able to get in. is probably based on talent, and like something like that. Because yeah, like I actually thought maybe all of these, the Yamada clan, the Asai Moon clan, maybe all of them are like somehow related to the same clan, same family or something. But probably not. They just like choose people who are good at swordsmanship and executing, so that is why Toma was able to get in. Either way, his brother is like, oh, like you're my brother. And like his brother is like, I have a plan where I can actually be free. And he tells him the plan of going to the that place, that island, and get the pardon. you know and now you can see here that at this point he didn't really think that the elixir of life was actually true. He was like, yeah, we're going to go there and do this job, and then we'll get the pardon. But by the end of it, you can see that he changed his mind, and his new plan is consuming the elixir of life and becoming immortal, that type of like something like that. So now you can see here that Toma is constantly talking about how his brother is able to adapt, and since he's able to adapt, he always moves forward and he always keeps going. Like if you stop, you stop adapting. So his brother never stops. His brother always looks in front, starts moving, keeps going, and adapts according to the changes. So in this island as well, when confronted with these huge monsters, weird looking monsters, his brother adapted instantly. His brother's like, yep, let's do it. Like, weird monsters are here, it's okay, I'll take care of it. And his obviously Toma is very impressed by that. He's like, yeah, as expected of my brother. And he kind of is thinking about how his brother has always been like this, like being able to adapt, change according to everything. He says even when our mother died while we were living in poverty, he was still the same. And even after that, when his dad got executed by like the I'm guessing, just a minute, when the Lord our father served committed an outrage at Edo Castle, and our clan was disbanded. Yeah, so what happened is they served a person who did something bad. So, like the verdict was like, oh, all the people serving that person will also be beheaded. And so, yeah, that is why the brother is like, even in that type of situation, my brother was calm. And the same when our mother died, she was the same. He adapted. When our father was also executed, he adapted. After that, when we were begging on the streets, few bandits came in and took us. He adapted. He made the bandits his friends. And then, even when the government came in, trying to get the bandits, my brother adapted to that situation. He was like, Toma, run away from here and come to get me. Like, it'll take a few years to probably get integrated into their whole system. Come and bust me out in the future. I'll be waiting for you. Even in that situation, he calmly made his decision and calmly took the necessary steps to adapt. And here Toma says, like, we don't live in a world where the strong prey on the weak. It's the survival of the fittest. If those who can adapt, they are strong. And that is his brother. So you can see his brother is fighting those huge monsters, and one of his weapons break, and he's like, come on, Toma, we're going to just go in and dodge them and go past them. And Thomas, fleeing us in a situation you cannot understand is also the right choice. And they go in, run away, and you can see while running, the brother Toma is thinking, the only one thing that hasn't changed, because yeah, his brother is always changing, but there's one thing that hasn't changed, and he gets caught by one of the big ones, and yeah, he needs to cut that hair, especially in this type of a situation, or else this is going to get repeated. And He's like, brother, run away. And the brother looks at his weapon, runs. And Toma says, change is strength. Those who cannot change are unnecessary. And that is why my brother is strong. And he attacks the monster and he's like, come, you monsters, and I'm going to act as a shield for my brother. But then the brother, I knew the brother's going to come back. The brother comes back with a bigger sword and took it from one of the monsters. And he's like, yeah, there you go. Thank you, Toma. You bided for a little bit of time while I got my weapon. And yeah. So there you go. Now you can see that Toma wasn't expecting this. He was thinking like, yeah, like my brother will obviously leave me and go ahead because that is adapting. But he came back. He came back and saved him. And yeah, but they don't have much time to think about this because another big monster comes and just attacks him. And this thing starts talking, and all the monsters start talking, which makes it even weirder. Like I'm like, okay, like wow, they're actually talking now. As if their appearance weren't weird enough, now they talk. That's great. And these things like saying some weird stuff they're saying, like this monster who attacked him, he's like, murder is a sin. Oh my god, yeah. Even insects are alive. So are fish. We mustn't harm them. Yeah, so there you go. Now, either way, they're like, alright, you know what? Gotta take care of these. And yeah, when Thomas says, like, oh, is this a place where sinners deserve, where sinners get divine punishment? Are these monsters here because of that? And his brother gets angry. He thinks of his past where that that guy beheaded everyone who were involved with their lord, and he said a lord's crime is a vassal's crimes, they shall be executed, and all these things he had to endure. So he's sick of that word. He's like, I'm sick of hearing about crimes and sins. And yeah, he goes in, attacks those monsters. He's like, I don't give a crap about sin or evil. You're the ones who decided that. You're slaves to righteousness. You're puppets with your own desires. And he's like attacking them. And he's like, yeah, I'm my own master. I don't listen to anyone. And yeah, Thomas was looking at that, and Thomas like, yeah, that's my brother. His unyielding sense of self. Okay. Yeah, and he kind of thinks about the past as well when he was crying about his mom and dad. And his brother comes in, and his brother's like, if you don't know what is right, then trust me and follow me. I'm your older brother. I'm always right. And yeah, there you go. So his brother here says that I've made up my mind. We're going to get the elixir of life so that no one can actually kill us. And yeah, not even that will be able to tell us how to live. So yeah, like these two, I feel like these two represent like freedom, freedom of self. That sort of thing they are. Because the brother is very, very particular about maintaining your sense of self, being the master of your own, and stuff like that. And obviously his brother is ready and happy to follow. Toma is ready and happy to follow him. So like he said, that if you don't know what to do, trust me, I'm your big brother. I know what is right. And that's why when he said here that let's get the elixir of life, Thomas like, sure, let's go. Okay, so obviously they think that they need to take care of the other criminals as well, just like how everyone else is thinking, because yeah, the people who will be alive from here onwards will be actually strong ones because they fought these monsters and survived. And you can see in the end like Sagiri is like unconscious, and this guy is carrying her. And like I said, they were just talking about like adapting and like like change. And you can see how Sagiri is probably the only one here who still hasn't been able to adapt to the change, and that is why she is so weak here. And we've seen she's like a very rigid type of character who is always like, oh, rules, rules. She was like, oh, according to the rules, your hands have to be tied. you know so she was just saying all of that in the previous episode. And you can see she's like a very like, she's a person who's like bound by rules, that sort of thing. So she hasn't been able to adapt here, and she hasn't been able to accomplish much here, which is kind of stressing her out. And she like fell unconscious here. So yeah, like she needs to start adapting, because like I said in the first episode, I got the feeling that Sagiri was one of the strongest, and now like a few episodes in, you can see that Sagiri really cannot do much here. It's not because she's weak, it's because she's not able to adapt. Like these huge monsters just coming out, like weird looking monsters, fish monster, like like all these things, and she's just perplexed as to what to do. Not only that, her own burdens, like the whole thing with Gabimaru also kind of confused her. She doesn't know what to do in that type of situation. Like, so yeah, these are all the changes that she needs to get adapted to. Unless and until she does that, she really won't be able to do much here. Like, it's not that she isn't strong. She is definitely strong. She went she went against Gabimaru. Even in the previous episode, she was fighting Gabimaru, and she was like holding her own. So it's not that she's weak. She still hasn't been able to adapt, and that's why she like it seems like she's weak. Once she adapts to this place, and once she adapts to Gabimaru as well, who is her partner, I feel like she'll be way stronger than she is now. But yeah, we'll see what happens in the future. This was a great episode, and yeah, we got to see Yuzuriha joining in with us, while we got a little bit of a explanation of that dragon guy, who he was, why he got arrested, and the bandit guy. So yeah, I need to start remembering their names. Either way, that was it. That was my reaction to episode number 4 of Hell's Paradise. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to press the like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel, or you haven't subscribed. Comment down below anything you want to say, anything you want to let me know. I'll check them out. That's it, guys. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next week with another episode of Hell's Paradise. Until then, goodbye and have a nice day.